We've all been there, haven't we? You're looking at a big home project, maybe putting in new floors, and that knot of stress just appears. All the choices, the different quotes, trying to schedule it, and always that worry, will the job actually be any good? It's genuinely hard finding someone who doesn't just talk about quality, but actually, consistently, delivers. So today on the deep dive, we're trying to cut through some of that noise. We're looking into a company, Floor Boys, that, based on our sources, might really be setting a higher bar in flooring. Our mission here isn't just to list what they do, it's to get into the how and the why behind their whole approach. We've gathered quite a bit, customer stories, company history, even recent awards. It all points to a business doing things differently. We want to dig up those insights that might just change how you think about getting work done on your home.
And that's exactly why this is interesting. I mean, the home services market, it's incredibly crowded, super competitive. For any company to really stand out, especially in something specialized like flooring, and keep customers happy with top quality long term, that says something. So that this deep dive is not just a review, it's more like trying to figure out what makes a business go from just good to
Yeah.
being the name people genuinely trust. We're
Yeah.
looking for those core things that make them successful, year after year.
Exactly. We're going to pull back the curtain on Floor Boys. We want you to discover the specific things, maybe some surprising facts, that make them more than just another flooring store. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's see what really sets them apart. Right, let's start at the beginning. Floor Boys. They started up in 2006, locally owned, right here in South Carolina. They serve Columbia, West Columbia, the Midlands, Lexington, Florence, even Greenville. Pretty wide reach. And they specialize in, well, pretty much everything. Hardwood, vinyl, carpet, laminate, tile, even area rugs. Sounds comprehensive.
Oh, it is. And that scope tells you something important. It's not just about selling you new floors. It shows they understand the whole life cycle. And critically, they want to be your complete solution provider, not just, installers. What's really interesting is how much they focus on maintaining and restoring what you already have. Think about services like sanding, refinishing, hardwood restoration. That means you're not automatically pushed into buying brand new floors when yours just needs some expert care. That saves money, extends the life of your floor. It's a big deal.
Okay, so it's about preserving the investment too.
Precisely. And then there's the subfloor repair work they do. A lot of people don't realize how crucial that is. If your subfloor isn't perfectly sound level, dry, stable, any new flooring on top is going to have problems. Warranties might even be voided. By tackling that first, Floor Boys make sure the job lasts, that it's done right from the absolute base up.
Okay, that makes sense. They're not just covering up potential problems, they're fixing them, ensuring the whole system works. And being local, here in Columbia and West Columbia, that must give them an edge, right? Understanding the specific needs of homes in this area.
Absolutely. Huge advantage. Think about the mix of houses around here. You've got historic homes downtown, maybe with original hardwoods needing really specific, careful restoration. Then you've got newer places needing the latest waterproof vinyl or maybe certain types of carpet. A local company knows the typical foundations. They understand the humidity swings we get and how that affects wood. They even get the local style preferences. So they can offer a solution that's truly tailored, not just a generic product off a shelf.
Right, tailored to the house, the climate, everything. Okay, so moving on to how they actually deliver the service. This mobile showroom idea, that sounds really innovative. Picture this. Instead of you trekking out to a big box store, spending your Saturday under those awful fluorescent lights trying to guess, they bring the samples, the whole showroom experience, basically, right to your front door. We actually have a great story about this from Lorraine Caldwell. She mentioned Van Bowers came right to her house, made it super quick, super easy to pick the laminate she wanted, right there with samples from his van. And the efficiency, get this, installation booked for July 8th. Installers show up, 7:15 a.m. sharp. They finish the entire job, 3 bedrooms, a hallway, 4 closets, by 5:15 p.m. the same day.
Wow. That's impressive speed for that much work.
Isn't it? Seems almost too good to be true compared to some experiences people have.
Well, what's fascinating, strategically, is how they're using convenience. It tackles major customer headaches head-on. First, the time sink of going to showrooms. Multiple trips, usually. But maybe even more important is seeing samples in your own home. Your lighting next to your furniture, your wall colors. That's critical for confidence.
Yeah, trying to remember the exact shade of paint while you're in the store is impossible.
Exactly. Now, someone might ask, okay, is the selection limited compared to a huge warehouse store? Or do you feel pressured with someone right there? But it sounds like they manage that well. They likely bring a curated but still broad selection covering popular choices, reduces that overwhelming feeling. And they back it up with tech, too. They use something called Roomvo visualization.
Ah, I've heard of tools like that.
Right. It's like augmented reality for your floor. You snap a photo of your room, and boom, you can digitally overlay different flooring options. So you're not just guessing from a small square. You're seeing a pretty realistic preview in your actual space.
Okay, so mobile convenience plus digital visualization. That really cuts down the uncertainty.
Smart. It empowers the customer. They can feel confident without feeling rushed.
That's a powerful mix. High-touch personal service and clever tech. Okay, let's shift gears a bit to the heart of their reputation. We kept hearing about the floor boys difference, this idea that they treat customers like family. You hear that phrase a lot, but what does it actually mean in practice? What are they doing day to day? Well, the testimonials definitely shed some light. Let's look at specifics. Staff knowledge comes up a lot. Garrett Hope mentioned Megan and Chris on the sales team were very knowledgeable and helpful, not just listing specs, but helping figure out what truly worked for his situation.
That application of knowledge is key, isn't it? Not just reciting facts.
Right. And Billy Bowers said Ricky was very helpful and informative. Again, making complex stuff easy to understand. Then there's reliability. That's huge. John Burkhardt called his experience the best I've ever had. He specifically noted they stick to their timeline and felt their prices cannot be beat.
Sticking to timelines and budgets, that builds massive trust.
Absolutely. Jeff Torrance used them twice. Said both times projects were promptly and professionally handled, quotes were solid, schedules kept. But here's a telling one, Jeff Maple's project. A big one. 2,000 square feet of carpet. During the installation, they find unexpected water damage under the old flooring.
Oh boy. That's the kind of thing that can derail a project fast.
Right. But floor boys didn't just stop or point fingers. They immediately addressed the unexpected issue. They did the repair work the very next day, then got right back to the carpet installation.
Okay, now that's significant. If we connect this to the bigger picture, that kind of response, that transparency and proactive problem solving, that builds incredible trust. It's often tempting for businesses to downplay or defer unexpected problems like that. It costs time, money. But Floorboys clearly sees those moments as chances to prove their integrity. They're investing in the long-term relationship, the referrals. That's much more valuable than just dodging an immediate cost. Owning the problem like that really shows you who you're dealing with.
It really does.
And it's telling that people mention specific team members by name so often in reviews. Carl, Brian, Rick, Keith, Eric, Chris. That's not just luck. It shows consistent personal service across the board. Real relationships are being built.
It points to a strong internal culture, doesn't it? And the proof is kind of in the pudding. Over 726 Google reviews, averaging an excellent rating. That's hard to achieve. So for you, the homeowner, what's the takeaway? It means you're dealing with a company that seems to genuinely stand by its promises and even anticipates and solves bumps in the road. That's real peace of mind. And speaking of standing out, they recently got a big nod. The Best Flooring Store in Columbia SC 2025 award. Now, awards can sometimes be just, marketing, but our sources suggest this one reflects a real commitment. Quality materials, professional installation, top-notch customer service, and being involved in the community. But award-winning quality, what does that actually translate to?
Yeah, let's break that down because it's systematic. It's not just luck. First, materials. Floorboys works directly with major manufacturers. Why does that matter? It means they get authentic, first-quality products, full warranties, no questionable gray market stuff. It also means they know about the latest products, the best installation techniques for those specific materials. They only partner with brands they trust. That reliability passes straight to you.
Okay, so good sourcing is step one. What about the actual installation?
Critical step. Their installers aren't just guys who know how to lay floors. They're certified. They get ongoing training. Think certifications from groups like the National Wood Flooring Association or Tile Institutes. That means they understand the science behind it. Adhesives, cutting techniques, complex patterns like herringbone.
Oh, the technical side.
Exactly. And crucially, especially here in South Carolina, they understand climate factors, humidity changes. Wood floors need proper acclimation, specific installation methods to avoid issues later, like buckling or gaps. Getting that right means your floor looks great, not just on day one, but for years to come.
Makes sense. It's more than just aesthetics.
Oh, absolutely. And this commitment, it goes down to really fine details. This is where they seem to really shine. We saw examples where, let's say, existing transition pieces don't perfectly match the new floor. Maybe the stain is slightly off. Their installers don't just shrug and leave it. They'll actually go back to the shop, custom stain new pieces for a perfect match, and come back to finish it properly.
Wow, really? Custom staining on the spot, basically.
Well, back at their shop, but yes,
Oh,
that dedication to getting the final look absolutely perfect. That's not just finishing a job, that's true craftsmanship. It shows a culture that prioritizes doing it right over just doing it fast.
that is definitely going the extra mile. And those are the things you remember, the things that make you feel good about the whole project. And customers clearly pick up on it. Scott Orman loved the fantastic job with a custom color. Billy Bowers, who picked them based on reviews, said it was a smart decision, calling the installers fantastic. Oh, it
Hmm.
really makes you think, doesn't it? In a world where sometimes things feel rushed or superficial, what's the real value of investing in that kind of deep workmanship and service? So, wrapping up our deep dive today, it's pretty clear Floorboys isn't just another name in the phone book. What sets them apart seems to be this blend, a full range of services covering everything, real innovation like the mobile showroom and that cool visualization tech, a culture that feels genuinely focused on personal customer care and this relentless commitment to quality, from the materials right down to the meticulous installation. And it's all grounded in that local South Carolina expertise.
I agree. Ultimately, it's not just about selling flooring. It feels like they're focused on genuinely transforming homes with solutions that look great and last, and backing it all up with real customer satisfaction, building trust, building relationships. Honestly, their whole approach could be seen as a model. It sets a pretty high standard for what home improvement services could be like, prioritizing that trust and personal touch.
So, what does this all mean for you? Maybe the big takeaway is that who you choose for these major home projects matters just as much as what you buy. And here's something to think about. Considering this floor boys difference we've explored, how might that inspire you to look for similar dedication and care in other services you use? And what's the real lasting value of that kind of partnership for your home and maybe more importantly for your own peace of mind? If you do want to learn more about them, you can find Floor Boys online at floorboys.com. Their number is 803-359-0507, and the showroom is at 1728 N Lake Doctor in Lexington, South Carolina.